Hey, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to start this with a bit of a controversial statement. We in society, at least Western society today, are fostering environments in which criminals thrive. Let me explain through this tragic story here today, and hopefully I'll make sense. But we are creating an environment where criminals are happy, and they're getting happier and happier the deeper into this hole we go. So let me get into this story. I'll show you some numbers, and then I'll explain my reasoning. So, London, there was yet another knife crime. People injured, and injured is in air quotes. Why, I don't know. It's a developing story. By the time I get this uploaded and it gets demonetized and I delete it and re-upload it again, we'll probably have some updates then. And on that note, man, you guys, I could really use your help. Give it a like, give it a dislike, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, whatever. Help me beat this YouTube algorithm and show YouTube that, hey, they can't stifle down the news. They can't stifle down the truth. Knowing the news from an unbiased perspective and getting differing opinions is very important. So let's get into this story. The Met Police say they were called to a stabbing at a premises near the bridge just before 1400. That would be 2 o'clock. The force said it detained a man. London Ambulance Service has declared a major incident. The BBC's John McManus at the scene said he had seen a group of men in a fight on the bridge. Police then arrived and shots were fired, he said. The transportation police have closed down the trains. The police advised people near the scene to follow directions from officers, and then this is the location. But all that is anecdotal, really, to the bigger story. The lady was saying that this lady at a restaurant was saying everybody was keeping calm and whatnot. Okay, I got you. But let's look at some numbers real quick here. These are the total knife offenses in England and Wales. 43,516 knife offenses. That's a lot. That's from March of 2018 to March of 2019. Full 2019 numbers won't come out until January of next year for obvious reasons, because 2019 is not over yet. But yeah, it is very difficult to get a gun in England. They are not banned. Some people say they're banned. Guns are not banned in England. Some are. But guns are very difficult to get in England, so what do people do? They use knives. Now, this segues into why I am saying that we are fostering environments in which criminals thrive. Think of it this way. Just because you're a criminal and something is slapped with the word illegal doesn't mean that you drop it. You don't have a knife and be like, oh, whoop, a knife's illegal. I better not touch it. You're a criminal. You don't care. Now, if a criminal is in an environment in a city and he knows that this populace is not armed because guns are illegal and knives are illegal, and they go out and they get a gun illegally or they get a knife illegally, well, now they've got a one-up, and they are emboldened because they know that the law-abiding populace is unarmed. Think of it this way. If we were unarmed as a country, if the United States did not have a standing army, if we did not have weapons, if we did not have defenses, what are the odds that another country would come in and take over our country? Pretty dang good. Just because we stand up on the hills and say, hey, don't take over our country, we kind of like our freedoms. Don't take over our country, we don't have any ways of fighting you, but please don't take over our country. You think that's going to work? No, it's not. Human beings are human beings are human beings. A criminal is going to find a way to get around it. But if you create an environment where a criminal knows for a fact that they generally, for the most part, are going to have the upper hand on the populace because the populace is unarmed and the criminal is armed because they don't care if you slap illegal on something, they're still going to use it, then you're fostering an environment where the criminals win and law-abiding citizens lose. Banning weapons doesn't work. It just doesn't. And even if you ban them to the fact where you get rid of them in your country, let's say you live in a country and they ban weapons and they ban everything and they get rid of every gun, they get rid of every knife, people are still gonna find something. A criminal's gonna pick up a a lamppost or a table chair, a table leg, and put nails through it and be all like, zombie apocalypse on it. And you can't stop it by making something illegal. And we do that here in the States. We slap illegal on something expecting what? What are we expecting? That criminals are going to say, well, okay, well, shoot, man, I was going to go buy a gun and rob this guy, but guns are illegal now. No. You create a black market. You let the black market thrive in the environment like that. Weapon sales, they're not going to diminish. Criminals will buy more. And then all of a sudden you've got these criminals with stockpiled weapons and law-abiding citizens with no way to defend themselves. And not enough of a police force to really amount to anything. It can't. It just can't. It baffles me sometimes how people, like, I'll go online, I'll debate, and I'll be like, look, banning guns doesn't work. And somebody will call you a warmonger. Oh, you warmonger. Or, automatically, oh, you must be a MAGA Trump supporter. See, right there, the video's demonetized just by saying that. We can't report the news in an honest, unbiased way with free speech, with our hands tied behind our back, and we can only limit our words and be like, well, this thing happened over there, but I can't talk about it because the video will be demonetized. Oh, it's horrible. Along the same lines as banning stuff. You ban stuff, it doesn't work. Only people who are going to be criminals are going to use it anyways. Same thing goes with banning speech. Banning speech is a horrible idea because you foster an environment where people can only think one direction because that's all they can hear is one set. You control the narrative, you control the speech, you can control the populace. It's an age-old technique. If you want to, it's like the whole, if you want to control a country, control the women, because the men will follow lockstep. And it's true. If you want to control the narrative of a country, you control the speech. If you're a criminal and you want to control a populace, you control the weapons. Make them all illegal. Every single one of them. Have the government come in and forcibly confiscate every gun, and the criminals are going to kick back giggling, laughing, because now they know, I'm boss. My shit is going to be boss because these people are unarmed. All they got to do is hunt down law-abiding citizens, look at someone and be like, okay, that person, is a law-abiding citizen. They're not going to have a gun. They're not going to have a weapon, and I have the upper hand. It doesn't work. In London, I am sorry for all your knife crime. I know that sucks. Quite honestly, I'm more scared of someone with a knife than I am with a gun. Someone with a knife is more apt statistically to use it than a gun. A gun is usually actually just used as a intimidation technique. And the psychology behind that is when you have a gun, you feel safer, you're at a distance, you're less likely to feel like you need to use the gun. If you have a knife, you're at close distance, you are more anxious, you're more likely to think because of the close distance that you could be hurt, and you're more likely to strike first to prevent yourself from being hurt. So statistically, yes, someone with a knife is more likely to kill you than someone with a gun, but both are horrible. I wish we didn't have any violence at all whatsoever, but we do not live in an altruistic society, and you cannot take the populace of your people and tie their hands behind their back and expect them to thrive. You're letting criminals thrive, and you're letting the black market thrive. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Let me know what you think, and yeah. Stay away from violence. Stay away from personal attacks. If we had freedom of speech and we could actually sit down and voice our opinions, I think things would be a lot better. If somebody who is upset that their opinions are not heard, their ideas are not heard, maybe they think, hey man, I got these great ideas for this religion, for this thing over here, or this thing really made me angry that this group of people are getting away with doing this. Well, if we could foster an environment where they are able to sit down and talk about it, maybe we'd have less violence because they would feel like they're being heard. But if they don't feel like they're being heard and they want to be heard, then they're more likely to resort to violence. It's not to say that somebody who is predisposed to violence isn't going to use violence already. They will. They're predisposed to use violence. It's just, duh. See, I use the word duh And according to COPA, that is directed towards children, just using the word does. So yeah, this video's toast. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Am I totally wrong? Should we ban every weapon and everything will be puppy dogs and rainbows and la-ti-da and everything will be great? I don't know. I doubt it. Human beings are human beings, and we are not all altruistic. There are evil people in the world. And evil people will always take advantage of whatever they can. It's what makes them evil people. A murderer is not going to stop murdering because you make the weapon that he chooses illegal. It just makes his job easier. Well, job. It makes his task that he has in his head easier. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you didn't like it. Tell me why you didn't like it. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next one.